Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to our next episode of dormakaba Presents Tech Talk. We've seen many architects, developers on this episode, but here we have a person who is so crucial to the entire workplace domain and the industry, someone who is so crucial to its security and safety. With us, we have Khushru Bamji, who is the Senior Vice President for B&B Security and Automation Solutions. And it is an immense pleasure and an honor to have him here. Khushru, welcome and thank you so much for giving us your time.
Welcome. It's really my honor, and I'm glad to share my thoughts out here on the topics that we are going to be discussing about. So once again, thanks a lot for extending this invite. Thank you.
Jumping in right into the topics that we want to discuss up right here, security concerns and security design is an extremely niche and technical aspect in a workplace design. Aligning this, in fact, it has to be aligned with several other verticals, be it your facility management, project management, the client that you are serving, all of this comes together. So how do you do this? And could you probably give us an example where this integration or the collaboration of your field, of this particular aspect element in the workplace segment, working in tandem with other, streams, how has this led to better outcomes?
So that's a really an interesting point to discuss. First of all, overall, security as a service is a very important aspect in the entire real estate and workplace services. Like we have facilities, we have got different service lines, networks, we have got food, we have got security operations, and we have got a whole list of people who put together a lot of effort to help develop a site and make it habitable on the day of the opening and in steady state operations. So when we talk about security technology is, when people normally talk about security, they feel, okay, this is someone who's come into their intrusion to the workspace. But security is more about inclusive security. And if we are not sitting together with the stakeholders, all the stakeholders that you rightly mentioned, they are very important stakeholders, and we are all allies to each other to help develop a site and make it livable, breathable, workable. And it's absolutely important that at the right time, security comes together and explains the design philosophy, the universal security design philosophy, and how it gels together with the leadership vision and how it goes together to actually meet the customer expectations and the perception of the customer. So to quote I will not be able to take some examples as such of real life scenarios, but yes, definitely, if we go together and look back in time, if I close my eyes and look at examples wherein if we have not involved the particular stakeholders at the right time, we might start doing things which are relevant to security, but at the end of the day, it would be a little bit not appreciated by many of the other service lines because they would not know what exactly are we thinking. So to get the design thought process correctly, I think at the right stage, it is very important to involve facilities, like how would they be managing certain aspects of the security design element in steady state operations? How would the operations manage their workflows? So at the right time, involvement is very important. And example of so for example, in today's day and world, we have diversity, equity, inclusivity coming up in big form in all corporate offices, and alignment towards those goals are absolutely a necessity. So if we are not going to ask our users what are their final expectations, are they planning to include automatic hardware into their design philosophy, we might be designing for a particular use case and we would not know what the final customer wants and what is he going to do. And that would mean it would be a whole lot of challenge to redo things at a later stage. So my philosophy of doing things right is communicate, collaborate, work cohesively, coordinate all our expectations together and do it right the first time so that you don't have to adopt a lot more changes in the future.
That's so true, because each of these have such immense impact on your own design. Their understanding plays a crucial part into your design too. Thank you so much for that.
Definitely.
The second question that I have for you, Khushru, is a lot of times it could be taken like security could be a cost center. And I don't know how much budgets are allocated given there are such stringent ROIs that is put on every budget with corporates. I want to understand, how do you align or how do you bring together cost effective solutions without compromising on the functioning of that particular aspect in that vertical? How do you do that?
So yes, Rashmi, absolutely correct. Security is a heavy capex investment. As you walk into any corporate office or any kind of environment where there is a large, a large space, there is going to be a lot of environmental elements that we have to take care of, and there is a lot of heavy security capital expenditure equipment that we have to put in. So how we would like to do it is, at the start, we normally like to coordinate with all the service line partners, with our real estate project teams, and we would like to do a full-scale technical due diligence evaluation, wherein we identify what the landlord has given us from a point of view of the contract closure terms. And depending upon those aspects, what we like to do is we like to give them a whole site evaluation and an equipment infrastructure assessment to let them know at a very early stage, so-and-so equipment is available at our end. We would be able to utilize it, as in we would be able to utilize it with minor modifications, or we would want to use the principles of circular economy and value engineering to wholly remove them because they are going to add no value to us in the future. But we have to be very cognizant about the fact that we have to balance the capital expenditure cost against the operational expenditure cost. One very important thing that we like to do, we should ideally adopt the policy of getting it done at the very early stages. Go through the life cycle of the project. Just don't look at it from the point of view of it is going to be launched and some people are going to occupy that facility. What's going to be the life cycle? What's the use case of that site? Is it going to be used by a certain set of people who have some stringent requirements? Like, for example, are there going to be some very critical labs? And then depending upon our security vulnerability risk assessment, which is our technical documents that we have, which we get it from industry experts to align about what are the threats and vulnerabilities in a particular region related to the particular corporate center. So we conduct a due diligent evaluation of what is available, and at the end of the day, we have to deliver those equipment back again in a steady state operation. So we go ahead and evaluate what are the current use cases, what are the future use cases of that site. Are we going to be looking at the site for a period of 2 months, 2 years, more than that? And depending upon that, we have to be a little bit in forward thought, like try to evaluate. If the user is expecting a particular set of requirements related to diversity, equity, related to any kind of automatic hardware that is required, and integrate that forward thought right in the time of the equipment manufacturing process. This way, we balance our operational expenditures as against capital expenditures. We don't over-engineer solutions. We conduct a very lean, value-engineered approach. And I believe that those are some of the strategies which do help us get aligned with the corporate vision, and we get a little bit of balance on how the sites are being rolled out on steady-state operation.